Last time on Danganronpa. This is Hero's room. There's all kinds of weird stuff here in here. Did that camera just... Oh, the lights. Oh my... What is going on with the camera? And now back to escaping from the school. Hey everybody, life treating you good. This is Pete from Big Games, and welcome back to some more Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc for Steam. Last time we went ahead and did the investigation period of chapter 3, and now we're going to go ahead and begin the trial. So I don't remember if I talked to everybody yet.
Damn.
No, I have not. I don't like Monokuma's carefree attitude. No, I just talked to him. I know. Damn, I know.
Just the worst.
Let's hurry up and go so we can make Hero pay for his crimes.
No, because you're wrong. You're like absolutely wrong. And what was that voice? Were you listening? Wait till we get to the courtroom to begin your arguing. I know.
It would appear the culprit has been confirmed. The trial will be over in no time.
That's what you think.
Hey.
The story begins when we get down there.
Okay. No, it wasn't me. You gotta believe me.
Yes.
Come on, Big Mac, let's do it.
Why are you calling me Big Mac? What? I don't like that. No. I took one last deep breath and exhaled slowly. I began to walk towards the elevator. Once everyone was aboard, the doors closed on their own, and the steel box began to move. And then the game recorded. Yes, lit. The clunking of the elevator and the Audacity still recording. Yes, lit. Kept us company as we fell further and further down, and oh my goodness, look how empty this place is, dude. Holy crap. There was no going back. Until we settled all this, we couldn't go anywhere. I'm not sure how long it was before the elevator finally came to a stop. The elevator door slid open, opening up onto a cruel fate. I can totally speak words, I swear. I'm so tired. Oh, my goodness. I'm sorry, I don't even know if I got enough sleep. I got like 6 hours, and I woke up and immediately switched on to James, aka Uber Hexer Nova's stream to see the Nintendo conference. And then from there, I went ahead and just started belting out recordings after recordings. So I literally did an hour session of Final Fantasy VII, an hour session of Naruto, and now we're coming over here to do the entire trial of Chapter 3. That way, when I start up the next recording session, possibly next week, we can start off on Chapter 4.
When I see all of you gathered together like this, I realize just how few of you there are left. Your school life is slowly reaching its climax.
That's exactly what I was thinking, too.
Just the worst.
Only because of you.
Why? Why are you making us do such cool things to each other?
What? Do you really hate me so much? But I'm so cute.
Come on.
Stop goofing around and begin the trial.
Yeah.
Don't rush me. Of course I'm gonna start it. I would never be like, stay tuned for the action class trial after this commercial break.
Are you taking shots at anime?
Yoo-hoo!
I feel like you are.
I'd never called out on you like that. Okay, let's begin. Get to your assigned seats.
You know what would be the funniest thing ever? Is if in the anime portion of this trial, specifically, when he said that line, if they keep the same lines of dialogue that they do in the game, if it went to commercial break. That would be the funniest thing ever.
Okay, let's begin. Get to your assigned seats.
In fact, I could literally put an intermission right there, but no, I'm not going to do that. Until the curtain opened up once again. A deadly judgment, a deadly deception, a deadly betrayal, just like last time. A deadly riddle, a deadly defense, a deadly faith, a deadly class trial. How many times are we going to repeat this, dude? It's like the third time. Oh, yes. Okay, prep time. Okay, open the handbook. Truth bullets. So we have the Monokuma File 3. The victims were Hifumi Yamada and Kiyotaka Ishimaru. The cause of death for each was a blow to the head. It is thought that they were both killed with a similar weapon, if I could speak. The tarp was found, blue tarp. The tarp was... I am like so tired, so hungry, and so thirsty at the same time. The tarp was found in a repository under Kiyotaka's lifeless body. It was apparently used to move Kiyotaka in order to avoid leaving any bloodstains. Repository dolly. The dolly was found when the body was rediscovered in a repository. This specific dolly has no handles, and blood was found on one of its wheels. It is assumed that this is the same dolly that was in the equipment room where Kiyotaka's body was originally discovered. Hifumi's glasses. When they were first found in the nurse's office, Hifumi's glasses were covered with Hifumi's glasses were covered in blood. However, when they were next seen in a repository, they were completely clean. Maybe I should start reading slowly. Spotless hammer. Hammers of all shapes and sizes were found in a repository. One of them was found wet and had apparently been recently washed. Repository door. The door connecting the art room to the repository was designed to open only from the repository side. According to Aoi, or Hina, it was locked during the search for the missing body. However, when the body was rediscovered, it has somehow been unlocked. Equipment room bloodstain, A puddle of blood was found in the equipment room where Kiyotaka's body was initially found. A tire track had been left behind in the blood. Glasses cleaning cloth. The cloth was found in the trash can in a nurse's office. It is branded with a popular cartoon character and was found with blood on it. One has to wonder if someone used it to wipe some blood away. Obviously. Celeste's account. Hifumi's body disappeared when Celeste and Hina left the nurse's office to use the bathroom. Apparently they weren't gone for more than a minute or two. I don't believe that. Yasuhito's message. This is the note that Hiro wrote to get everyone to meet in the dining hall. Meet in the dining hall is all it says. The handwriting is remarkably neat and clear. Robo Justice blueprints. Have the arms bent like this. These are the blueprints for Robo Justice, which were found in Hiro's room. Robo Justice costume. No one but Hiro could have possibly fit into the costume. In addition, anyone wearing it would not be able to see their feet or bend at the waist more than 90 degrees. Witchcraft. Get Hiro's account. Apparently, Hiro received a mysterious note last night. The note reads, I found a hole. Maybe we can use to escape. Monokuma can't find out, so don't tell anyone else for now. Let's meet in the rec room at 1 a.m. Broken wristwatch. Taka's wristwatch broke with the hands pointing just past 6 o'clock. It was confirmed that as of late last night the watch still worked, which means it must have broken the following morning when he was attacked. Taka's scrap of paper. Taka's lifeless hand was was found clutching a small scrap of paper. The note Hifumi had. Hifumi had this note hidden on him. One edge of it appears to be torn. The note reads, I found a hole maybe we can use to escape. Monokuma can't find out, so don't tell anyone else for now. Let's meet in the equipment room at 6 a.m. E-handbook. Each student has their own e-handbook, which also acts as a card key. The owner's name is displayed at each time the handbook is booted up. It is believed that no handbooks were involved in carrying out the murders this time, and yet it is still a truth bullet. Interesting. Set skills. Yes, extraordinary focus. What's this one? Increase the focus gauge by 2, effective during the class trial. Yes. Neural liberation. The focus gauge decreases more slowly during the concentration and fever time, effective during the non-stop debate, the Hangman's Gambit, and the bullet time. Nice. And I believe that's everything. Hell yeah. Not bad. Alright, let's go. Trial. All rise!
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. So, your votes will determine the results.
Also, give me a sec. I'm gonna
If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one...
The only reason I'm doing that is because I have no idea if it's still properly synced or not. If it's not synced, then it'll resync, then I just resynced it. So we'll see.
Then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate. Now then, to begin with...
We already know who did it.
Shut up, don't jump.
Was that?
It was Hiro. He does not have an alibi for when the murders took place, and we found him in that suit.
Oh my god.
Don't try and deny it. You killed them.
Jenna, I've been letting him talk. Shut up.
I didn't. Someone knocked me out. I was asleep the whole time. I don't know anything about it.
Yo, she's already starting to make me mad. Like...
Shut your murdering mouth, murderer!
You wanna talk?
Who are you calling a murderer?
Right.
I am sorry to say, Hiro, But we do have evidence.
No, you don't.
Blueprints for the suit.
That doesn't mean anything.
Parts we assume were used to build it.
Doesn't mean anything.
And all of it was found in your room. You have to admit, the evidence is quite compelling.
And circumstantial.
It points to you as having created the suit and wearing it while committing crime after crime.
Yo, they're really trying to get this man killed.
How many times do I have to tell you? I don't know. I don't know.
Is Hero really the killer? Or, before anything else, we have to make that clear. Yo, this trial was made to piss me off. Okay, so if someone tells me the message is what I need.
Everything we found in your room.
Yeah, thank you, because I completely forgot how to play this. RB, okay. B button, yep. Y button, triangle. LB, okay. Yeah, flashback, triangle. Okay, white noise, A, just X. The blueprints is sorry, blah 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 blah. Proof
But
enough.
you are the culprit.
I don't know anything about that stuff. It's not true. It's a conspiracy.
Hero, why? Why did you kill them?
Shut up.
No, just hold on a second.
Okay, I need to run it back. Compelling evidence that Hero is the killer. Is that really true?
Everything we found in your room. The blueprints, the suit parts, they are all proof enough that you are the culprit.
I don't know anything about that stuff. It's not true. It's a good.
Yeah, I need to... Hold on. See, this is his message. Huh.
Hero, why?
No, just hold on a second.
I think I got it.
Everything we found in your room. The blueprints, the suit parts.
I knew it.
No, that's wrong.
I had a feeling. I wasn't sure, though.
Are we sure Hero really made those blueprints?
What do you mean?
Well, take a look at this. It's the note that Hero wrote, asking everyone to meet up after Alter Ego disappeared. The handwriting's obviously different, wouldn't you say? When you compare it to the blueprints.
There's no way you could think the same person made both of them.
Unless that person made it a point to disguise their handwriting.
Shut up.
No, the differences are bigger than that, I think.
Exactly. You're trying so hard to pin this on him. I don't like that.
Come on. I'm not smart enough to think of trying to change my handwriting anyway.
You know, he's right.
So Makoto, are you saying you don't think Hero's the culprit?
No, dog.
And he's not the only one. I think Hero's innocent as well.
Thank you.
What?
Then who was in that Robo-Justice suit? Is it like Hero said? Was there really someone running around in a second suit?
No.
The suspicious individual hidden within the suit. Go ahead, Makoto. Tell them who it was.
And of course, he passes it off to me.
So, who was in the Robo-Justice suit?
The suspicious individual in question? Never. No. It was Hero, unfortunately.
Other than Hero, I can't think of anyone else it could have been. Obviously, he was the one in that particular suit, and we never found any kind of second suit.
Then there can be no doubt. Hero is the prime suspect.
Wait.
That doesn't make any sense. You just said Hero didn't do it.
It makes perfect sense. Hero was the suspicious individual in the suit, but he's not the culprit.
So what you're saying is...
That's right. The culprit in this case has nothing to do with being in the Robo-Justice suit.
Look at that.
What?
Look at my boy. Ryakuya. You're such a prick, but look at him.
Now that's a bold assumption. And what reason do you have to make such a statement? You do have a reason, yes?
Oh my goodness, you're really trying.
Of course. But before we get to that, there's something else we need to clarify first. So let's get that out of the way.
Hey, stop trying to boss us around!
You're one to talk.
All things have a proper order.
So what is it? What needs to be clarified?
She's saying stop trying to boss us around, yet she was trying to boss everyone into making sure that he got dropped. Which is so hypocritical of her.
We must clarify the method of transportation for Taka's lifeless body.
Would you call that hypocritical? Yes, it is, actually, because it's not just her, it's also Celeste, and she didn't say anything about Celeste.
It would seem that his corpse was moved using certain particular items. Makoto, can you tell us what they were?
Why can't you do it? Whatever. The things that were used to move Taka's body, and it must have been... Ooh, tarp.
I got it!
There's still one more thing. Yes, I know.
I got it! They were a dolly and a tarp, right?
Oh, I'm sorry. I put them in the wrong order. What's with that attitude?
So, let's see if I can explain. Taka's body disappeared from the equipment room, and then we rediscovered it in the repository. And when we found it for the second time, it was wrapped in a blue tarp, right? It was the same tarp that, up until then, was stored in the equipment room. So the killer must have seen it there, and decided to use it when they moved Taka's body. That way, they wouldn't leave any bloodstains while they were moving it.
Okay, that explains the tarp. And the dolly?
Same thing. I'm sure the dolly was in the equipment room when we first found Taka's body there. But when the body disappeared, so did the dolly. Later, when Taka's body reappeared in the repository, so did the dolly.
In other words, you think they used the dolly to move the body, am I right? But are you sure you are not mistaken?
Huh?
Are you absolutely positive the dolly was in the equipment room when we found Taka's body?
What?
That dolly was made specifically for moving large objects between the repository and the art room. It would be very strange indeed to discover it had made its way to the equipment room. Is it not possible that it was in the repository all along, and you simply didn't realize it?
Such a creepy ass up.
She's raised an objection. How do you respond?
Boy!
There is no shame in being wrong. Nobody expects much from you anyway.
The only one that's allowed to take shots at Makoto is me, bitch. Set the fuck down.
We have all accepted the fact that you rarely understand what is going on around you.
This woman. Oh my goodness. This woman. Wow. I've never had anyone sound so nice while being so mean. But maybe I can change your mind. If I could just explain to them why the dolly must have been moved from the equipment room to the repository, then I could smack the shit out of her. A new element has been added to bullet time battles. Go for it. Let's talk about reloading. Starting with this next bullet time battle, we're gonna add one more ingredient to the recipe. On the bottom of the screen, underneath the tempo marker, you'll see your ammo count. Up until now, there really hasn't been a limit on how you destroy your opponent's statements. From now on, just locking on and pressing that Y button will be enough to handle them. Now it'll cost you one bullet to destroy a single remark. Really, once you run out of bullets, you can't destroy any more statements, no matter how locked on you are. However, you can reload by pressing the X button. Just like locking on, you have to press the X button in time with the tempo marker. Basically, just remember that the X button now has a function along with the A and Y buttons. You will automatically reload at the start of fever time, and your ammo will not decrease. Oh, but if your action difficulty is set to general, we won't have to reload at all. In which case, you can ignore everything I just said. Right, good luck and have fun, of course. Oh boy. Can't believe we're already having a bullet time battle this early. Why?
You have it wrong. I cannot agree. You are a fool. So pathetic. Lies will get you nowhere. Do your
No.
best.
How do you use? Oh yeah, why?
I cannot agree. You are a fool.
I forgot you're supposed to
Do
use
your
why.
worst. You have it wrong. I cannot agree. You are a fool. So So pathetic. Lies will get you nowhere. Do your worst. You miserable wretch.
Alright, look. I'm about to restart this because I completely messed it up.
I cannot agree. You are a fool. Do your worst.
Dog, at this point, like...
I refuse to give up yet.
I'm actually pissed at them for any that crap because I completely forgot all the buttons. I'm actually mad about that. So X is to reload. So I have to press Y and RD.
I cannot agree. You are a fool. So pathetic. Lies will get you nowhere. Do your worst. You miserable wretch.
Wow.
I cannot agree. You are a fool. Do your worst. You have it wrong. I cannot agree. You are a fool. So pathetic. Lies will get you nowhere. Do your worst. You miserable wretch. I cannot agree. You are a fool. I cannot agree.
Shut the hell up.
This should prove it.
Die.
If you're asking for proof that the dolly moved, I have it right here.
Bitch.
When I found the dolly in the repository, one of the wheels had a blood stain on it. There was a pool of blood in the equipment room with a tire mark in it that matched the dolly wheel's tread. The killer probably rolled the dolly through the blood on accident as they wheeled the body out of the room. And as the blood dried on the tire, they moved the body into the repository. So there's my proof that the dolly was used to move Taka's body.
Stupid hoe. Jeez, does Celeste really hate me that much? Well, just know that the feeling's mutual.
Well, anyway, that was just something we had to get out of the way. Let's get back to the main subject.
Yeah, the subject of how Robo-Justice didn't do it. Because if it's not a killer robot, then what kind of robot is it?
I'm not sure that really matters.
Right.
I'd be happy to explain why the occupant of the suit couldn't possibly be the killer. If you look back on how the body was transported, it will become immediately obvious.
If I look at how the body was moved, it'll be clear why the person in the suit couldn't have done it. What does he mean by that? It's because the suit couldn't move more than 90 degrees, right? It couldn't bend more than 90 degrees forward. So there's no way in hell that he would have been able to do that.
As we know, Taka was killed in the equipment room. And from there, the body was moved to the repository, correct?
Yeah, the culprit wrapped the body in the tarp, then loaded it onto the dolly and wheeled it off, right?
Now, keep in mind that the dolly doesn't have a handle.
Well, yeah, but even without a handle, all you'd have to do is bend over.
No, that's wrong. You're absolutely right that you could push a dolly without a handle if you stoop down low. But if you were wearing that suit, do you think you could actually get into a position like that?
What do you mean?
Think back to what you said when we were all checking out the suit together, remember?
I'm blind as a bat in here.
Can't see my feet at all. I'm surprised you got anywhere in this thing.
I'm telling you, it wasn't me.
Not to mention, you totally can't bend at the waist. Seems like a pretty obvious oversight.
I honestly...
When you're in that suit, not only can you not see your feet, but you can't even bend at the waist.
At the beginning of that sentence, I honestly didn't care to even do the voice acting at that point, but I was like, you know what, screw it.
Am I right about that?
Now that you mention it, yeah.
It seems like it'd be awfully hard to push that dolly if you couldn't bend over.
Well, What's to stop you from simply pushing the dolly with your feet?
When you can't even see your feet? You really think someone could kick the dolly all that way?
Yeah, it'd be totally impossible. Not that I can say for sure myself.
On top of that, if you were wearing such a rigid, cumbersome suit, it's very unlikely you would have the dexterity to go about wrapping the body in a tarp.
Well, I mean, isn't that just a matter of taking off the suit when you're ready to move the body?
No. There's absolutely no chance that the costume was taken off to move the body because you can't take it off by yourself.
I got it! I don't think taking off the suit was an option. If you remember...
I don't know what's up with this thing, but I can't actually get it off. A little help?
Why would you make something that you can't take off yourself?
I didn't make the stupid friggin' thing.
There's a clasp on the back that's keeping you from getting it off. It looks pretty sturdy. I don't think you could get it off on your own. We don't really have a choice. Let's help him.
That's true. It seems impossible to put the suit on or take it off without help.
Then, you really can't take it off by yourself? Hero wasn't just making it up?
Of course I wasn't making it up.
If he could have gotten it off by himself, I don't think he would have let us see him wearing it. Showing up in the suit was basically an invitation for everyone to suspect it.
Yeah, that's right!
So, it's really, really true that Robo Justice couldn't have moved the dolly?
Yes!
To be clear, whoever did move the body, it couldn't have been Hero in the robot suit, correct?
Correct.
No, wait. Just a second, if you please. Have you forgotten about the picture that I took?
Oh my god.
You all got a good look at it, did you not? The image of Hifumi being dragged away by Robo Justice? If whoever was in that suit is not the culprit, how do you explain that? Besides, do you remember what the now deceased Hifumi said?
That you forced him to say? Also, can we talk about the fact that Hifumi totally looks like he's the one carrying the load? Or whatever. Anyway, how did you get hurt?
That guy hit me.
What guy?
Robo Justice. That's what I decided to call him just now.
So long as those facts exist, the proper conclusion is beyond question. The individual inside the suit and the culprit are one and the same. It was Hero, without a doubt. Yeah, that's gotta be right.
Hold on a second!
It's still far too early to reach that conclusion.
Yeah, woman.
Besides, there's no hurry to decide who did it. Before we rush to a verdict, shouldn't we explore every single possibility?
Thank you, Kyoko.
Instead of seizing on one viewpoint, the truth is uncovered by analyzing things from every angle.
This is why she's best detective.
Perhaps, but where do we go from here?
Let's review this series of unfortunate events from the beginning. Maybe we'll uncover something new.
I love that. Series of unfortunate events. Oh my goodness.
What a pain in the ass!
Wow.
I don't disagree, but our lives are on the line. If this is what it takes, we have to do it.
What do you mean you don't disagree? You're willing to literally spend as much time as possible to review the case while we're doing the investigation. Why are you acting like this now? What happened between that time and this? I don't understand. Okay.
Plus, maybe we'll get to find out where the heck Kyoko was when everything went down.
All right then, let's take another look back at what happened. I suppose we could start with this morning. 4 of us gathered together in the dining hall. Makoto, Hina, Kyoko, and myself. We waited there for quite a while, but nobody else showed up, so we went to look for everyone. That was around 8 a.m.
And as soon as we split up, Kyoko went missing.
Soon after that, Hina found Celeste in the rec room and quickly came to get Makoto and me.
It seems I was unconscious for about an hour after I was attacked by my mystery assailant. I know it was an hour because I remember being attacked a little after 7.
Uh-huh.
That was when we saw Celeste's picture and discovered that her assailant had been wearing a strange costume. As it turns out, it was Robo Justice. It also soon became clear that this same Robo Justice had abducted Hifumi. We were soon joined in our search by Byakuya and Toko, and then went on to find Hifumi in the library. He was injured, so we took him to the nurse's office and resumed our search for the suspect. But not long after leaving the nurse's office...
What's wrong?
I saw a shadow. Something moving around at the top of the stairs.
When Celeste told us that, we decided to split up and search the second floor. And soon after that,
I saw someone moving around on the 3rd floor, and I yelled out to everyone as soon as I did.
Yeah, she ran out and she funny screamed and everybody was like, whoa!
Whoa! Celeste, what's wrong?
That was a rather funny scream for someone like you.
I saw him, the strange costume man. He ran off as soon as I funny screamed. I was blocking the stairs, so he headed further down into the hallway and disappeared, saying, whoa!
and then...
And then...
Funny scream! Yeah!
Huh?
What was that? That came from downstairs. It must have been Funny Scream Man.
Hifumi, he's in the nurse's office. This is bad. Come on, we have to go back.
At that point, we decided to divide up into 2 groups. Celeste, Hina, and I went back to the nurse's office,
Which was a bad idea.
while Sakura, Byakuya, and Toko chased after the suspect. When we got back to the nurse's office, we found Hifumi, dead. And that's when we heard the body discovery announcement. I left Celeste and Hina there and headed back to the 3rd floor to let the others know what had happened.
Meanwhile, we had just discovered Taka's body in the equipment room. We must have found both bodies at almost exactly the same time, because we heard the same announcement not long after we discovered his body.
And that's when I told you guys about Hifumi. Then the 3 of us headed for the nurse's office. But right after we left the physics lab, we ran into Celeste, who'd arrived after us. And she told us something very surprising.
Hifumi's body has disappeared.
We rushed back to the nurse's office and saw that she was right.
Then we remembered we'd left Toko passed out in the equipment room, so we hurried back again.
This can't be happening. Are we hallucinating all this or something?
But when we got there, we discovered that now Taka's body had also gone missing. Next thing we knew, we were searching the school for 2 missing dead bodies. And after some time...
Celeste informed us that she'd found the bodies, and we all headed to the repository, which is where we rediscovered the corpses.
I think that about covers it.
I see. The whole thing sounds exceptionally complicated.
I always forget that the reason we had to do this because Kyoko wasn't there the whole time in the first place, so yeah.
It certainly seems to me that these are not a simple series of connected events.
Okay, well, if that's true, then what?
Rather than a single series of events, I think we have to consider each murder a separate situation. And from there, we can uncover the contradictions surrounding all of them. Now then, let's get started, beginning with what happened to Taka.
Ooh, girl, contradictions, let's get it. It's all Phoenix Wright-esque. And just pretty much everything gaming like this kind of esque. Where you... Ultimate Investigator-esque, yes, that, yes. Okay, the contradictions hidden in what happened with Taka. In order to uncover the truth of this case, I have to find them no matter what. Broken wristwatch, Monokuma File 3, and Yasuhiro's message.
So, regarding Taka's death, I wonder if he died before Hifumi. Or perhaps it was after?
We already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last.
What makes you say that?
Because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
It's true that Hifumi was killed with Justice Hammer 3, while Taka's death came from a swing of Justice Hammer 4.
See? So it's obvious Taka came after.
Oh, okay. The order that the Justice Hammers were used in to commit the murders. Something about that is bothering me.
So, regarding Taka's death, I wonder if he...
Hold on. I'm sorry to cut you off, bro.
Or perhaps it was after?
We already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last.
What makes you say that?
Oh, broken was
Because of the
watching.
number.
Okay.
It's true that while Taka's death,
See? So it's obvious Taka came... So,
I wonder if he died, or perhaps it was after?
we already know what order they were killed in.
Damn it. Okay, never mind. Cause something weird is going on, woman.
shoot!
So, regarding Taka's death, I wonder if he died,
Or perhaps it was... We already know what order they were killed. Taka came last.
What makes you say that?
Because of the number...
Wait.
It's true that Hifumi
Was killed with while Taka's death.
See?
So what, is it Monokuma Fall 3 then or something?
so,
Regarding... I wonder if... Or perhaps it was... We already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last.
What makes you say that?
Because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
Nope, I don't know. For frick's sake, are you serious? Okay. So let me think. Okay, so we have the broken wristwatch, we have Hero's message, and we have Monokuma File number 3. I think we can throw out Hero's message, because that doesn't seem like it has any relevance to this at all. Just between the wristwatch and the Monokuma File. Thought to be killed with the same. It said there's thought to be killed by the same weapon, so...
Was killed while Taka's
Okay,
death.
let me see something.
So it's obvious Taka came... So, I wonder if... Or perhaps it was... We already know what order they were killed in.
Oh my god. Of course. Oh well. Dude, I don't know.
so, regarding Taka's death,
I wonder if... Or perhaps it was... We already know Taka came...
What makes you say that?
Because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
I don't know at this point.
Shoot!
Oh! Wait. It's none of
So,
these.
regarding
Oh my
Taka's
god, I'm
death,
so stupid.
I wonder if he died before Hifumi.
Ah.
Or perhaps it was after?
We already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last.
What makes you say that?
Because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
It's true that Hifumi was killed with Justice Hammer 3, while Taka's death came from a swing of Justice Hammer 4.
See? So it's obvious Taka came after. So, I wonder if... Or perhaps it was... We already know what order Taka came last.
What makes you say that?
Because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
Ah!
No,
There it is. Okay. I had to think about it because I forgot that we had another function.
hold on. There's no reason to assume that the hammers were used in the same order as their numbers. If anything, that's just another way the killer tried to disguise their actions.
So you're saying the culprit wanted us to think the hammers were used in order, but in reality, Taka was killed before Hifumi?
See, I was thinking ahead, and I feel like, so I didn't even think that, I completely forgot that we had another function when it comes to that we can take another phrase in someone's sentence and use that in another sentence.
Okay then, let's see the proof.
Sure. Evidence that proves Taka was killed before Hifumi. I feel like there was something. back and there we go again. Oh. Hangman's Gambit. Okay. Oh boy. R and A? Well. What? I don't know. No, it's not a W. No. Wait, is it a T? Oh, wristwatch. Oh. Yeah, it is a W. Okay. It took me a bit. Where's my eyes? S. Ah, for frick's sake! That's bullcrap. Yes, because that's bullcrap. I had it, but because it was underneath the W, I couldn't get it. Stop, just start over. I'm glad that didn't count against me, that last one. I don't know why I kept it in after that.
I've got it! Taka's wristwatch! See? Look! It broke with the hands pointing just past 6 o'clock.
It must have gotten broken when he was attacked by the killer. Because as of last night...
Hey you! How long were you gonna keep us waiting? Taka's irritated voice pierced the air as he stared pointedly at his wristwatch. It's almost 10 o'clock, you know that. Bedtime for all the little boys and girls.
So if it wasn't broken after 6 last night, then he must have been attacked around 6 this morning.
And that would be his official time of death.
But if that's true, then he was killed well before Hifumi.
And before Celeste was attacked this morning, which happened around 7.
That's right. Taka was killed before any of the other incidents took place.
That simple fact slipped past all of us. And we made the wrong assumption about the order of events, all because of those justice hammers.
That's exactly why the culprit wrote the numbers on each hammer and had them increase in size. That way, when we saw how they were used in each incident, we'd easily make that wrong assumption.
Now, if Taka was killed around 6, then everyone's alibis for his murder go out the window.
Ooh.
Because when he was killed, we hadn't met up in the dining hall yet.
That may be true in the case of Taka's murder, but all of our alibis still hold true for Hifumi's death.
That's right. With him, at least, we're all safe.
Huh? Ah, we're going through this again.
When we heard Hifumi screaming, we were all together. Except for Hiro and Kyoko. Then we all ran down to the nurse's office, and that's where we found his body.
That's totally true. We're all in the clear.
Oh, I know! They must have recorded him screaming on a tape or something, then played it later on!
Why are you?
If that's true, where's the tape?
I don't know.
Don't just go making stuff up.
Anyway, we all have rock-solid alibis for when we heard Hifumi scream. Since all of us were there together, clearly none of us could have killed him.
And it does not stop there. There was also the moment when we discovered his body had disappeared. When his body vanished from the nurse's office, Hina and I were in the bathroom together, while everyone else was in the equipment room, correct? And then there's the disappearance of Taka's body from the equipment room. At that time, we were all gathered together in the nurse's office because of Hifumi going missing.
Well, don't forget, I was passed out in the equipment room the whole time.
Wait, then what if Genocide Jill did it? She could have dragged Taka's body out of there right then!
Even if she could pull that off, there's no way she could have done the same with Hifumi's body. Because, as we just established, she was passed out in the equipment room when his body disappeared.
Besides, I didn't do either of them anyway. In other words, it is impossible that any of us could have killed Hifumi or moved either of their bodies. On the other hand, Hiro and Kyoko had disappeared, so they most certainly could have done those things.
So what now, Kyoko?